That's what I thought.
We didn't catch a thing, Royce. Empty-handed.
Oh,
I have no healthcare things in my hands. You caught it all. And you went way deep to catch them. No one knows what we're talking about. You'll know later in the program. So we're teasing you so you'll
I blame earnings.
Just want to wish everybody happy Halloween Eve. And so this is the last after the bell before Halloween. And it's the last
one before the election.
That's where I was going. Before we elect the leader of the free world. That's not too scary at all.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Move on. Wait till 2030.
This is Jose Cuervo. I mean,
yeah. Look at dark tequila right there. Yes. Worm. Is there a worm in the back there or in the bottom?
It's the agave.
He already ate it. All right. So this is Arbitrage After the Bell. I'm Darren, and my guests are Daniel Hopwood, ex-institutional wealth manager. We think he might still have his hands in the I'm just kidding. Josh Morgan is our banker. JPM, Mr. Morgan, and our Morgan. Hey, Captain Morgan. Start calling you that too. Mm-hmm. And our founder and CEO, Royce Wells, Quanticus Perfectus. We'll say that. I'll try to keep coming up with different names each week. One might stick. And I am the APE Dumb Money. AMC caught a few pennies today. And I do not throw poo at my enemies. Also, you should know we are not financial advisors and we do not give financial advice. This information is purely for educational and entertainment, we hope, purposes only. Please always consult an investment professional before making any financial decisions. You might also see this on the front page of when we roll out our new page, right, Royce?
Yes, absolutely. Going to be front and center. I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but
more people will see our entertainment. All right, let's get going here. What did the markets end up? It was like, did the Dow stay in the negative and the other two? I don't even know what happened this afternoon.
Someone dropped something. And looks like...
What we got?
I can't even find it. It was so red, it's lost. SPY ended about almost $2 down, $1.76 down. So barely down, but still down.
Okay, it's flat. All right, and then the other two?
About 1%, close to 1%, $3.78 for QQQ.
Okay. Still kind of a holding pattern then.
Yeah.
As
everyone holds their breath the closer we
get. Waiting. That's right. They're waiting for there's the jolt coming out Friday. We got a lot of things that came out. The GDP came out. It was actually less than what was predicted. But we always know that these analysts and Wall Street experts, they always lower the estimates no matter what it is. I mean, if NVIDIA says we're going to do XXX, then the analyst, the Wall Street analyst, will take that forward guidance and then make the hurdle really low so that when the numbers actually get put out there, it's always a win. It makes me sick. It's such a game. All right, let's go. So, Daniel, you said that 25% of the market has declined this year, but NVIDIA has made up for those losses twice over. What? Really?
And that's the power of the Mag 7, dude.
Yeah, it's the ridiculous power of the pump is what I'm going to say.
No. It's just Tesla. Tesla did it.
Oh, right.
It finally did, yeah.
54 to 270. Come on. All Tesla.
To the moon and beyond.
But I saw a clip on Twitter last night. That was Mayoshi Son, who's the head of SoftBank, talking about how like AI investing needs to have like I forget what it was, like $9 trillion market funding. Right.
Of course.
And what is it, NVIDIA, like at $1 trillion or something? And so it's just like, and like the whole like audience was like shocked when he was saying this, but all the comments on Twitter were like, I love this man. It's just like bold confidence in like what he says. And like, even though he's been very right before and also been very wrong before.
The Sam Altman.
The best part. It's like, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
So we said that if you believe the reports, that the consumer confidence report hit a 9-month high. That was in my 3 things as well. One of the days I had to throw that in there.
Of course, they're confident.
If you believe the numbers. Of course, they asked 4 people on the corner down that just won the lottery after they got out, won $20 out of the lottery. It was a targeted survey, I'm sure. But the flip side, which is what we're seeing all over the place now, they have no choice but for everybody to see it, is you give this number, but then there's another number that totally destroys that number the other way, and so nothing makes sense anymore. Not that it ever did. So we have earnings that continue into the end of this week and into next week. So a lot going on in these 2 weeks and then that little election thing.
That thing won't even matter. It's just hey.
It's already determined, right? Oh, just like the stock market and algorithms, right?
The banks have already declared that this is World War III. JP Morgan did it.
I think Goldman Sachs did too.
Goldman Sachs did.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, might as well. I mean, that's the same effect.
This is the Kardashians yelling at the cat meme.
Right.
That's right. All right. Well, that's the kind of the generic overview, but let's go on to Trump's win is incoming, is what you're saying, possibly. And if it is, I know that I've heard that the market's already priced for Trump to win. So if it doesn't, then is that going to make it a really bad thing? I think it's going to be a bad thing if Trump doesn't win.
But who leaked Pennsylvania was already his?
Not for me personally. Oh, well, yeah, they put out a graphic today. Did you guys see that? ABC during some auto race put out Harris for Pennsylvania had 52% of the vote and Trump had 47. It wasn't a Photoshop either. And they came back and said, oh, we were just testing the results on our channel. That's why that was put up there. So, let's go ahead and test. Instead of making it 50-50, let's make it 52-40. I mean, come on. The propaganda is at an all-time high.
I know whose camp you're in, brother. I know whose camp you're in now.
Propaganda is at an all-time high in sports, in politics, in Hollywood, and I mean, where else can I go? I mean, in the markets, it's everywhere. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's why I am the narrative corruptate on Twitter. Look me up. No, I'm just kidding.
You were on Twitter.
Yeah. We can get into that story about how I got canceled. So I wonder where all the rage comes from me. All right. So let's talk about 10-year bond, the 10-year. So I have heard that is the most important of all the ones because it gives the true indicator generally of what's really going on, no matter what kind of narratives or propaganda is out there. Is that true? Is the 10-year the most important bond to look at? We'll start with. I think. Yeah, Daniel. Whoever speaks first.
I was just gonna say, like, I think, you still have to look at all of them, right? That's why the yield curve is so important, is because it's comparing the shorter term to the longer term. But the 10-year is maybe kind of used as like a canary in the coal mine. But it is interesting because we've had rate cuts, right? That happened pretty recently, a pretty big rate cut as well, all things considered. And the 10-year is sitting at a 4-month high, right? And you don't expect it to be going higher during a rate cut when we're expecting more rate cuts, right? And so this is Wall Street's kind of indicating that they're maybe expecting, less rate cuts than we were given, or potentially no rate cut, right? A lot of people are now saying, even though they were really pressuring Powell before, that, he either shouldn't have cut or now he needs to raise, which I think is kind of funny if he were to cut 50.
I would love to see a raise of 75.
Raise again, because that would just be like, dude, you're so bad at your job.
That would be amazing.
I don't huge. Know. I mean, if you want the wealthy to get wealthier, even more so, yeah, go ahead and do that.
It'd be mega.
Yeah. It'd be huge
rate increase. But so a lot of people kind of see that as the market indicating a potential Trump win. Just the two other kind of stats I pulled were Polymarket currently has Trump at 66.5%, which, betting market versus poll, I maybe trust it a little more just because people have skin in the game, but also,
insiders.
You have the guy in France who bet $45 million on Trump, which probably skews that market a little bit, right? Because
is it true that he's also the CEO of Dominion Voting Machine? No, I'm just kidding.
I do not believe that to be a French company, but I could be wrong. And then you got Bitcoin at 72K, right? Bitcoin's reaching all-time highs slowly, which obviously is like a kind of Trump winning indication, right? Because if
that's not an all-time high. It's pretty close though. 74 was the highest. Yep.
All right, so we're darn close. But I don't think anyone's expecting if Harris does win, right, which is still possible. I think it's much closer to 50-50 split than what any of these markets show. But I don't think if Harris wins that, at least for Bitcoin, we're expecting it to reach any higher throughout the rest of the year. Where Trump, it would pump on the news. Who knows how it actually plays out through the rest of the year?
Pumped or planned? Are those two the same? Just like the polls that you see that give two totally different things, which you see so many out there. Like CNN will say that Harris is winning by 10, and then another will say that Trump's winning by 3. I mean, it just proves that narrative and propaganda went out over and over.
I think it's going to be extremely close, and there's going to be,
whether legally or not, it's going to be close.
I mean, I do think that it's going to be a lot closer than what a lot of these, like, and again, you can segue into our next segment about how, like, the whole betting thing, you can see, like, on some of these various sites, it's up to like a 65% chance that Trump wins. And you can correlate that to, Bitcoin coming up and a lot of these other ones. But if you look at, we had talked, I think back like in season 1 about how the Trump trade. And so what stocks, what things are going to benefit from Trump being elected. And if you look at those are not actually really doing all that well over the past month or two. So it's kind of a counterpoint to, there are some things, and not a counterpoint, but more to justify the fact that it's going to be a much tighter race and there's a lot more uncertainty than a lot of information that we're getting from these various betting sites. Because, like I said, they're up to like 65%, depending on where you look, of Trump winning. But realistically, it's going to be a lot closer, because if you look at the underlying stocks that are going to benefit, underlying stocks and trades and things like that, like, you look at like oil and big tech, and other than AI is obviously propping that up. But a lot of those things, oil, energy, tech, banks, things like that, they really haven't done that well over the past couple of months, which would generally indicate that Trump's not going to win. So there's a lot more uncertainty out there than what we're really getting.
All right, put up your dukes, Josh. I got some.
Yes, bring it.
Please speak.
Put them up. Put them up.
Let's go.
Hit me with your best shot.
I'm completely polar opposite of that belief. If you remember, and when Trump won the first time, right, the week before, and I keep harping on this, the week before Trump won the first time, they exonerated Hillary Clinton of all wrongdoings and everything, and the market tanked.
Yeah,
I mean, straight up tanked. And they're like, if Trump's elected, the market's gonna crash. And what did it do? It rose like to heaven, right? So in order, and basically this is me using physics as opposed to regular old logic, right? In order to get a long, sustainable uptrend, you have to have that down swag first. You have to look like basically you're playing possum, and basically allows probability to expand in both directions, which means when you do take off, you have a longer runway up. So just basically them doing bad is actually also agreeing that Trump will probably win this election, just because it has to go one way first if you want the long move to be in the opposite direction.
I mean, I can see that if you're arguing that it's just taking a breather before the next leg up. I could definitely see that.
It's like, okay, that's why after all the news, every time Powell says something, you literally watch the market make 3 moves. It goes up, down, up. right?
Yes.
It's like, the initial news comes out, a couple of minutes, it's up, and then it tanks. And they're like, what the hell just happened? And then
Rug
it
pull.
skyrockets.
That's
Yeah,
actually
right.
a relatively valid point because, yeah, I mean, if you look at what Bitcoin kind of cooled off over the summer, and so it could just be now on that next leg up, and then we could just be seeing the dip and, just going to get a little bit more lag effect and not all of them happening at the exact same time. So I could certainly understand that, but it does, if you're looking at all of these various indicators as a whole, they're contradictory. I agree. I can certainly see that point.
Okay. Oh man, no
Roy sounds like an election denier when he says Trump won the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Like Royce, he kept saying like, when Trump won the first time, I was like,
Yeah.
so are you implying he also won the second time? Or
Hey, all I'm going to say,
if he wins this time, that would be the second.
I know. I just
Or
like
the
when he
third.
said it, I was like, wow, it really seems like Trump or Royce is an election denier. I was like, this is kind of funny.
he won the third time. He's going to win the third time. That's what.
No,
it is.
see that right there. That was not me. But I'm saying if we were saying that basically if everything is pointing to Trump winning, I'm alluding to the first time he won.
No.
Come to the second, that second time, man. Hey.
Well, I mean, more
That's how it
interestingly,
works.
is not going to be.
20
It's not
years.
going to be nearly as interesting as like, who wins the presidential election is much more of like, how does Congress kind of unfold? Because when you get
different,
right,
yeah.
if you get like a complete blue sweep, it's going to be chaos. If you get a complete red sweep, it's going to be chaos. Like you really markets actually want to factor in those.
Oh, they love a
split Congress because really nothing gets pushed through.
Yep.
So regardless of which side is at the helm,
filibusters all over.
right? If we get a split Congress, it's going to be much more beneficial for the markets.
But that gives the president, they do their little first day signings of all the things they're not permanent, but they're for just like our budget that we still haven't done yet. We just keep pushing it forward and forward and forward to whoever
It's the next president's problem.
Right. We'll just let the next admin deal with it.
But it's not, though. It's not the next president's problem. It's our future kids' presidents in 40 years' problem at this point. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. You millennials should be just like pitchforks in the street. Come on, man. And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats because they both did it. They both have this CARES Act is when it started. And I mean, the I Don't Care Act. I mean, ever since then, all we've done is just pump money, make the rich richer. Wait a minute. I'm getting on a podium here. Hang on.
All right. Hopwood Harper 2040. Hopwood Harper 2040. We got that.
Nah. I don't want that smoke. But to
Harper,
point,
Hopwood 2028.
No, definitely Hopwood Harper. We don't want another Biden.
Oh, what are you putting him for first? What's that about? Oh, ouch!
Wow.
Oh, sorry, I said it out loud. My bad.
Yikes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're kind of giving me like John McCain.
I did that in
Where's that bag of poo I brought in? Because he's only a door away from me. I might could lob it over the wall and let it seep down through the ceiling.
I was hoping to help you.
I think I agree with Josh here, though, and kind of Royce's point is that no matter who gets elected, it's going to be pure chaos in the beginning. And I think regardless of like, a lot of this stuff positions a Trump win, right? Which you predict the market rip. I honestly think the first, we'll say 2 weeks to a month, markets trade down regardless of who wins, right? Like maybe on the first day you get a spike of whoever,
but right after the inauguration,
and then after that it's just like Trump wins or like, oh fuck, he's back in power, right? Kamala wins.
Then you got the commercial
everyone
real
else
estate.
Is concerned about that.
No,
commercial real estate and the bonds at 2020.
Yeah, you can have Ukraine.
5 bonds. There's so much out there.
Maybe they'll move that money over to some FEMA funding. I need some reimbursement for these hurricanes.
Maybe the people in North Carolina can actually finally get some.
Right.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, they'll protect the lithium over there, right? All right. That's a whole nother thing. Because they had all these floods that have never flooded the streets up there. But then we'll get into weather being manipulated too. So we're going to move on with that.
Clouds like in Dubai?
Oh my God.
Chinese
all
did
that
that.
lithium
They
too,
have been
so
trying to
it's
manipulate clouds forever, and I think they finally perfected it. And it's actually they're doing it, and they're using the U.S. and all the hurricanes as a let's try it here. What happens?
It's weather warfare.
I mean, all you got to do is send some drones up, right? And then they drop precipitation to either accelerate a system or not. I mean, I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet.
I feel like I read something from like the scientists that do cloud seeding. They're like, yeah, we can make it rain. We can't make it storm.
Cloud seeding.
Right.
No, but they can accelerate things, is what I've heard. But again,
how quickly it rains, not hurricanes.
Yeah, right.
Well,
you don't think you can change a pattern? You can't change a pattern. Okay.
I don't know. We're talking about playing God here.
I don't want to put on this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. This is not a topic for this podcast.
Yeah, like you can't accelerate hurricanes with lasers because it takes the water.
No, we're not talking about lasers and natural disaster anymore.
Yeah.
I had a chance to sing karaoke. Y'all didn't hear me.
I just hope this is not the first segment we send out to everybody.
On the front page, actually, whenever I upload it, when I upload the full version, that's what's going to be on the front. Because
should we be listening to these guys?
We'll get a big.
We're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice.
A big FTC stamp.
But we are weather experts.
Right. We're not meteorologists. This is not weather advice.
Meteorologists are
dual licensed meteorologists when seeking weather advice.
Yeah, I can read the weather.com map just as well as them.
All right, we kind of covered all the Bitcoin stuff. I'm gonna try to move us along here. So there's really no need to go back into that. It's a dead horse, and we'll just see what happens after the election. Basically,
that horse is alive and well, Jared.
Oh, by the way, one thing to go back on the whole Trump by 65% or whatever it is. To me, it's like Vegas. All right, so anytime you see at the last minute a team all of a sudden get 3 more points favored, what typically happens is they know what's going to happen, and they're hedging their bets at what's already been bet. So this 65% now indicates to me that they know Harris is going to win, but we'll see what happens. All right.
Are you saying it's like wrestling? It's fake?
No, I'm saying it's like pro football. It's like if you see a last minute change in the odds, and they give you a wider point spread, that usually means it's the other team that's going to cover that spread or to win, not the one that's favored. But you'll see
those last minute money moves are because more money, like what they call big money, has come in and bets on one side.
Yeah, that's right. And they got to take out that $45 million guy that they got to get his money. Over in the UK. I mean, the UK is probably controlling the Dominion machines anyway. Oh, never mind. We'll get canceled on that.
Oh boy.
All right, let's move on.
You're not allowed to put this out.
It is satire and entertainment. Both are debatable.
I do love this entertainment at 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, speculation. All right, Daniel. The next thing you said, we're talking about all night long.
Oh boy,
we're gonna trade all night long, right?
Leave that for the people with more melanin. Mm-hmm. All right, continue.
Did you say melody or melanin?
Melatonin. Oh wait, no, melanin's right. Stop it.
You say melatonin?
Melanin was right. Melatonin, not so much.
Yeah.
Melanoma? No.
No, definitely not that either.
Nope.
Go inside.
No, don't you put that evil on me.
Get out of the side. All right, so go ahead, Daniel. What you're talking about? The New York Stock Exchange announced blah blah blah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the New York Stock Exchange, we had talked about this a couple months ago, right? Of markets potentially going kind of 24/7, and you could say as a test, the New York Stock Exchange, one of their platforms of their electronic exchanges, is going to trade for 22 hours a day now. So that means, Darren, when you can't sleep at night and you've been on YouTube and Twitter too long, you can start trading at 1:30 in the morning till 11:30 at night. But you do have to take a 2-hour nap. Okay.
So I can just get rid of my melanin then. I don't need it.
Melatonin.
You just trade on
melatonin.
Melatonin. That's right. I need to keep try to keep my tan all. Anyway.
The only 2 M's you got is potentially melanoma and melatonin.
I'd just be happy with some M&Ms. All right.
Well, you got
you can eat those on your 2-hour break.
Halloween
But so,
tomorrow. You can go trick or treating.
2-hour break, yeah. Power nap and M&Ms and right back at it, guys. Well, no, but let's talk about that. What does that mean? Does it not mean that the funds have even more time now to play with people's money and to do mysterious
How does that work?
things?
How do you figure that? How do you figure that? It's
I'm
machines,
asking.
man. It's machines.
Well, that too, but you don't think they have little? You can go in and
one and the
adjust.
same.
They can't override things. It's not programmed to go, okay, let's just type in here. Let's see. I'm Ken Griffin. Let's see. I want this stock to be $25. Okay. Boom. Type it in. And all of a sudden happens magically across the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what does that mean, Royce? What do you think it's going to mean with overnight? Nothing, because Robinhood's been doing it, like you said, with certain stocks. AMC was one of those, by the way. So go ahead and put 2 + 2 together on why they made that one. But just what do you think is going to happen here, Royce? Is it going to be more volume? I mean, is it going to mean that
it's not going to be more
foreigners are going to be able to?
It's going to spread out. People won't be rushed to trade anymore, right? So basically, they will probably trade on off hours when people aren't watching, and so you'll probably have more bigger moves in the middle of the night, like you see in the foreign exchange market.
I agree, which means a lot more dark pool action, right?
No, just basically trading off hours, so that way people don't know your move, and they have to actually be up to see you make your move.
But don't want the spreads be a lot bigger? I mean, because if you don't have much volume.
If they actually left it open for all 24 hours, just like the Forex market resets about 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, there has to be a point where they close the books temporarily. That's where I see basically the spread and the bid and ask getting off. But no, it should just be, hey, business as usual, but you got to see us doing business first. And those level 2 and level 3 screens that they have for the stocks where people are putting in and taking out orders where, hey, they may not have to do it as often because they're doing it at night and everybody's asleep.
I just think it makes it easier for two funds who already play with each other as it is, can use those spreads to really make good money this way and make money that way. I just think, and who knows, we aren't going to have, in my opinion, 24-hour regulation. We already have about 1 hour regulation and not the entire time the market's open regulation. So, I mean, that just opens it up to, are they going to hire more people? They already said they're shorthanded with regulators, which I think is a cop-out. They just don't want to regulate. I just think it opens up more room for more shenanigans.
Only if you're looking for shenanigans.
Yep. Okay.
Which Darren is.
I've seen 4 years of it.
Well,
all right.
So why'd they let cryptocurrency out the gate trade 24/7?
Because the ETFs and the BlackRocks and everybody and everybody.
No, because they're not a security. That's why.
Oh, way to make money off of it.
It was a completely unregulated security.
Exactly.
Because making Bitcoin turn off and on would have been too hard, so you just let it run all the time.
And it wasn't like they were trading on a New York Stock Exchange or like a U.S. based exchange or anything like that.
In order to trade, it has to go through some exchange. So there has to be an exchange running.
Right, but crypto was
used to PayPal people.
But you have lit exchange and you have dark exchange. You have lit that is actually what makes a difference, and then you can pool everything else that goes the other way away from your trade, if you have control, like Citadel does every single step from A to Z. All right, let's move on with that before
HR classes. Don't worry, guys, we'll be fine.
Wait! I want to.
I can hide under propaganda and entertainment.
Things that
I've been damaged.
Darren, did you see that Robinhood is coming out with a trading interface, a more advanced one?
Yes.
Are you excited for that? Are you going to switch back?
You know that was a big retail thing for a while, and then it basically got taken over by the funds. And now the funds, if you go and you look at who owns Robinhood,
trading interfaces
it's flipped. No, I'm just saying the people behind Robinhood now, all of a sudden they used to hate Robinhood, and then all of a sudden now they love Robinhood. I'm talking about the investment houses. They love Robinhood now. That's because now they have probably 120% of the float now. I mean, that's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. I can prove more than float, because when you look and you see what these, if
Can you really?
Because when you look at,
all right, I need you to show you the work on your math homework next week.
Yeah, I'm not
hard.
hard. I'm not going to use crayons.
That is not hard. Pull up any stock.
Oh, it's definitely
and
been crayon.
see what the investment owns and what other owns, and so many times it's way over 100%.
You know there are options, right?
Yeah. All right. We don't have time for all that.
I'm triggering him. He's triggered.
Oh, I stay triggered. I can't sleep anymore. I'm perfect for the stock market 22 hours a day.
Like my mama always said, keep that fang on you, you know?
I'll come in with Einstein hair.
You didn't go hooked up?
No. All right, guys, let's go. I mean, we've kind of covered everything. I think it was mostly about Bitcoin and election, and I think that's probably the right thing to be talking about anyway right now, because it's our last chance, unless we want to talk about Halloween, which that is what's going to happen. Halloween is actually a 5-day holiday this year, because it goes from Thursday all the way through to Election Day. So that's Halloween, right? All of that.
What day
that's
is
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. That's November 1st, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I got my Day of the Dead shirt on.
Maybe it does stretch out. All right, so crayons, Royce.
I don't want to.
Okay.
No, I want you to prove your thing first. No, just kidding.
I don't want to pull it up.
And it's got, oh wow, I just pull up the screen that jumped look at Coinbase. We're looking at Coinbase.
Crayon cards with Royce. Go.
Yeah, let's go. So this is Coinbase. And if you guys were following along on our Sunday seminar, we said that basically this guy should be going down, and it did not disappoint. It's lost $18 since we talked about it last. The major thing to take note of is this black line that's going through this entire system. That is the RSI line for the weekly time frame. So if I turn on my arbitrage band, and let's do this. I'm going to turn on my arbitrage band, and I'm going to bring it down to, and I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to go to the weekly time frame. And we're going to actually turn on, I've been playing with this thing a little bit, and turn on my background and my edges. Notice where we are. Notice what we're doing. All right, going back here. So we're already underneath. It's trying to test to get back over, but I didn't expect it would be able to get back over because almost all of the trend top and trend bottom has sunk underneath. The question is, where will it go from here? It's already almost $19, $20 down since we first talked about it. And this is on the weekly, so let's go to the daily. And did it gap down the day? That must have been what happened. Yeah, it did. So we were all the way up at 224. We're at 200. So it's already lost 10% of its current value. The question is, where is it going from here? Well, if this uptrend needs to succeed, it has to go back and touch about 188.56. So it means we have about another, 7 or 8% left of fall before that happens. If it were to basically rally again before that, it would potentially break the system, and we obviously don't want to see that. So let's see. I'll turn on that guy too. Where this RSI line. So basically, we've picked up. We're there. There's support on the blue line at about 198. There's support at 184, which basically also satisfies at 188. So right now, it's still in an uptrend, but looking at these smaller time frames, things are not looking good at all. The SAR indicator on the 4-hour time frame let us know. Oh, let's see, Tuesday, the 29th. Yeah, it was time to go at about 224, and every day after, and almost every 4-hour period after, all it has done is fall. The question is this fall over? Will it bounce tomorrow? Potentially it will bounce. It's sitting on top of the mean line for the arbitrage band on a 4-hour time frame. But where we are at, nothing is overbought or oversold, meaning the Z Pro still says that there's still percentage in there. We can get up to about 75, 80% before it says you have to turn around. And so it's falling, and even falling as fast as it's falling, it's not breaking probability, so that means it more than likely does have even more to go. I'm going to switch and basically show some more because I like to see full birth of how ugly this guy could be. I would personally love to see Coinbase at about 125, but that's just me. Looking at this on the daily time frame, it's been going around for a while, and that's actually a realistic number. Holy crap. All right. 125. Let's see if Coinbase can make it there before the inauguration. Back to you guys.
Wow, that time frame. Really? Okay,
Yeah.
That's pretty quick. That was after the bell, Crayons and Charts with Royce. And it also features our little bot called Pips. So you're basically saying a short-term accumulation. You're not a financial advisor, but you're saying that someone might possibly accumulate if it drops to 188, or they could wait till it hits 124. So I know that these two used to go down at the same time with Bitcoin, and it used to go up at the same time with Bitcoin, and but lately that something's broken with that for whatever reason. I don't know if it's going to be regulation. I don't know if which party is going to regulate that more.
Some of them. And this is opinion. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat because you
course,
won't let me keep it off. You will not let me keep the hat off. I'm thinking because of the ETFs that they put out there, Coinbase stopped investing in themselves when the market went up with the coins. They actually put it over in the ETFs, so basically have themselves diversified, and that's why there's no more correlation of when it's up, they're up.
Gotcha.
Well, it should be. Well, I can't say it should be 1 for 1, but there should be a correlation because they're the custodian behind all of this.
Coinbase is?
Yeah. Except for Fidelity.
But
like they're the ones that like buy and hold for BlackRock and like all the other major ones.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily, that's the company's balance sheet, right? This is reflecting the company's balance sheet, not their investments. Because they're not realized unless Kamala wins and then you have to report all this. Oh, sorry. See, you made me put on the hat again. Dang it.
You're a lot more fun with the hat on, though.
Does make
Actually, I think we're all wasting our time talking because it's all scripted anyway. All right, so let's continue on. How big of a hat is wrestling? That's right. Brother. That was the crayons. Mm-hmm. And so now we have to announce that it wasn't even close. It was like when at the first part of the video, he was holding the 2 fish. It was almost biblical. He was holding 2 fish, and the rest of us had
for loaves.
That's right. Not 2 loaves, but 2 fish. And that's because he totally destroyed us in the competition this week, which was HCA, a healthcare company, was the actual one that, and I'll go ahead and pull the scoreboard
up. I can't believe you guys bet against me, but hey.
Didn't you go last?
I went second to last.
Yeah. So I'm the one that screwed up. I had the choice. I was second. Was I last?
No, you were first, I believe.
Was I first? I
went first, and then.
Oh, okay. No, I went first, and I said you could go first, right? No, that's right. You had to go first. That's true.
Because I won.
And then you let me go next. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Now we've totally lost the grip of that every week for who knows how long.
I'm just saying you can't break my bands. And where we were last week, there's no way. You were literally sitting at the top of a trend top with an X sitting up there, and you guys still said up.
Just a scoreboard update real quick so he can hush. The Quant can just shut it for a little bit.
I don't know.
Can I say
that's not going to happen?
It was his last broadcast. The Quants 4, Institute 1, and the Apes 3. So put it all together, it's 5-3 now, as we are nearing halfway point of the season here. And maybe we'll get some new rules going to the new season, especially with this. You got to get some randomization on who goes when. So anyway, Royce wins. Means the Quantitudes wins this week. So what did you guys pick? is Neo your choice? What is your pick for next week then?
My pick for next week. I thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
All right.
That you've studied for 4 days.
I did not. I could have.
Royce quit his job and he just
I don't
looks
like
at
his
charts all day now.
I don't like his best friend
He
is
does.
Pips. I don't like that.
All right. All right, let me see. You're on Trading View. It did something to my screen.
See.
All right. See, there we go. All right.
Apes through
And
all right, I got it up.
all right.
Oh, ASML. What a mighty dive it had. Oh, by the way, HCA. Just to talk about that. The determining day was what, last Friday? I mean, that's when it took the dip, like I'm looking at right here.
Yeah,
ASML did. It's almost the same day, was it not?
we basically
It
called
may
it
have
last
been.
week after earnings popped up.
Yeah. All right. So that's interesting. So you want to go with another one that's similar to the one we just
All
looked at.
right.
All right.
And since ready, since I'm such a great sport, I'm gonna let you go first, Darren. I'm gonna let you
Oh.
go.
And then you're going to talk about which way we should go.
And then
Give him the shovel to dig his own grave, huh?
Exactly. Because then nobody can be blamed. So what is the range? You always give that at least. You give a channel.
Oh, I gotta give a range too. Oh man,
You
I
do
gotta
that
be
every week.
That's me being too nice. Hold on.
Right. Or it's like, I got to do everything.
It's unsaid rule.
All right, we got 6:30. Oh, this is a crazy range. Let's do close. Let's do close. We're gonna do 6:33 to 7. That's 6:30 to 7:30. How about that? 6:30 to 7:30. So
Okay.
it's about 25 apiece.
Okay. All right. Well, that's an interesting thing because it has an X.
6:30
red
to
X.
7:30.
6:30 because 6:33 is the bottom and 7:30-ish and some change is the top.
Yeah. So what I see is a
Damn,
red
that's a
X, and then I see a
crazy
dollar
range.
sign. Take a dollar sign at the bottom of it. So
Oh,
that's
look at the X though. Look at the X.
yeah, but I'm also looking at the dollar sign below it.
And okay, so which way do you think it's going?
This isn't easy.
And then you got to throw in the macro crap. I mean, because this is all going to be during the selection crap. So anything can easily be a macro play. Just a
So it's going to
temporary,
bounce off of this black line, or is it going to get back over it?
one way or another. Are you going to make this bigger for me, or are you just going to leave it really small? There you go. This is purposeful.
This is
This is purposeful. You see that little bitty dot down there? Yeah, that's the stop.
that's your.
I was surprised you didn't have like a big black
Darren's-
box over the top right too. All right, it's getting a little better. Oh, he's still.
That's for later.
Where's the price?
All right.
Where are the prices?
So
You
nope.
took out the prices.
there you go.
Come on, you gotta give me the
I already
prices.
know which way this. I now know which way this thing is going based on what these bands are doing.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Tell me where you think
right.
it's going. And there's the weekly sitting up above it.
Okay. Well, I see it staying in a tight channel between now and next Tuesday or Wednesday. So what's
You can
the price?
verify that.
What's the price now?
It's at 683.
I have this so pulled in that I can't see the prices of each thing. Yeah. Is there any way to pull that chart over to the price? Okay, that's good enough. Okay, I see it now.
Okay.
So it's 686.64. That's 3 6s. Of course it is.
All right.
I'm going to go. Well, I got to take middle bottom or middle up.
I mean, you can take either end if you want.
No way. I'm going to take 655 to 680. Is that right?
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. And equally, I don't know. Should we give them a second chance, Daniel, or
Now we're taking pity.
No, I just want to see. I'm curious as to where people think things are going.
Okay.
I think you gotta. How much are we winning by, Royce? How many points do we have?
Two?
We're up
5 to
by
3.
2, I think. If you
5
add
to
up mine plus yours and theirs.
No, you can't give
We're
him that
back
much.
up again. It is 5 to 3.
Yeah. So we're up 5. They're 3.
I think you gotta pick next.
You want me to pick it? Okay. All right. You said you had what now, Darren?
655 to 680.
Okay. So I'm going to do 80 to 710.
What?
Ha surprise.
Well, I was really confident, but that kind of threw me for a loop.
So Darren has the lower, and then it's
so
Royce
I have the
above.
higher of the middle, yes. And so that means you guys have either side. Which way you going?
Whose pick is it?
I'll let you go, Josh.
Okay, I'll take the bottom.
Okay. He's taking the bottom. All right.
I'm more of a top guy anyway.
All right.
All right. So you know what? We are separated again. I don't want to get into that. That's a whole nother show. Basically, once again, we're together. I shouldn't say that after that comment.
Right on top of each other. Yep.
Had the lower half. It gets worse.
Does she know?
And the quantitudes have the upper half.
Oh, he didn't spit water.
Okay.
It would have been funny if there was like all of a sudden this camera was like full of droplets. All right, guys, let's get out of here before it gets silly or we get canceled again. So,
before it gets silly, right?
Because we haven't yet. You guys have safe trick or treating if you're going to go, and have a safe day after. I guess we'll be back the day after an election. I have a feeling. I have a very good feeling, and if there's odds on this, I bet I would go the over. We'll still be counting votes the next time we have after the bell.
Yeah, wait. So, how many days until it's like official? You know, regardless of any lawsuits or kind of things like that. Like when it's like
I don't know, but we could have a whole nother after the bell.
I would go January the 20th, but that's just me.
Or just do like January 6th, just to be symbolic.
Yeah, right.
They have until the Santa. What's it called at the end of the year?
Santa Claus rally.
Yeah, until the Santa Claus rally. That's what it's going to be. They'll finally get the votes counted just so they can pump the market one way or another by Santa Claus rally. But silly me. All right, guys, everybody wave bye. Say good night. Spookiness.
Good morning.
I can make
It's going to be a great Thursday for you.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.